In this video, we're going to be looking at worded problems where we have to write and solve an equation. Let's get straight into it. In a set of 5 positive numbers, the sum of the smallest 3 numbers is 18. The difference between the two largest numbers is 3, and the mean of the set of the 5 numbers is 8. Find the value of the largest number in the set. Now, to start with, I don't know what the numbers are. So I'm going to write out 5 blank spaces to represent the numbers. Now let's say these numbers are arranged from smallest to largest. Now the question tells us that the sum of the smallest 3 numbers is 18. So when you add up the smallest 3 numbers together, you get 18. And I'm going to show that like this. The question also tells us that the difference between the two largest numbers is 3. And I'm going to represent that like this. To go from that number to that number, we need to add 3. That's what gives us a difference of 3. Finally, the question tells us that the mean of the set of 5 numbers is 8. That means when you add up the 5 numbers and divide by 5, you get 8. So the total of the 5 numbers must be 40. Now, what we want to do is find the value of the largest number in the set. So I can say the largest number is x and try to create an equation where I try to find x. Now, if x is the largest number in the set, what is this one going to be? Well, it's got to be 3 less than x going the other way to this arrow, and that means it's x minus 3. Let's just check that makes sense. If we've got x minus 3 and then add 3, do we get x? Yes, we do. The difference between these is 3 as required. So we've got x minus 3 and x. And what we have to do is spot that these must add up to 22. Where am I getting that from? Well, remember, all 5 of these add up to 40. These 3 add up to 18. So these 2 must add up to the difference between 40 and 18. 40 minus 18 gives me 22. So that's what I'm going to work with. The equation I can write is that x minus 3 plus x equals 22. This is an equation I can solve. Let's simplify the left-hand side. I've got x minus 3 plus x. That simplifies to 2x minus 3. And that equals 22. If I now add 3 to the left and the right-hand side of the equation, I get 2x equals 25. And to get x now, I need to divide the left and the right-hand side by 2. So that gives me x equals 25 over 2, which is the same as 12.5 or 12.5. And let's just check we've answered the question here. Have we found the largest number in the set? Well, we decided to call the largest number in the set x, and we've just worked out x. So yes, we have. X is 12.5. And for this question, we don't even care what any of the other numbers are in the set. Moving on to question B. Each long side of a rectangle is 4 times the length of one of the short sides. The perimeter of the rectangle is 35 centimeters, and we need to find the length of one of the long sides of the rectangle. Now, to start with, we don't know what any of the lengths are, but we do know that the long side is 4 times the length of the short side. So what I'm going to do is say that the length of the short side is x, and the length of the long side must be 4 times that amount, so that's 4 times x, or just 4x. Now, we have to be careful at the end because we're being asked for the length of one of the long sides. So at the end of all this, I won't be looking for x, I will be looking for 4x. Anyway, let's carry on. The perimeter of the rectangle is 35 centimeters. Now we can write an equation to solve. Think about this. What is the perimeter of this rectangle in terms of x? Well, it's going to be x plus 4x plus x plus 4x. And from the question, we know that this must be 35 centimeters. So all of this here must equal 35. Now we can simplify the left-hand side. X plus 4x plus x plus 4x equals 10x. 10x equals 35. Now we can divide the left and right hand side by 10 to give us x equals 3.5. But we don't stop there, because remember, we're not looking for x, we're actually looking for 4x. So let's multiply this by 4. 4x is going to be 4 times 3.5, which is 14. So the long side is 14 centimeters.